High heels, often seen as an icon of modern fashion, have an ancient lineage that might surprise many. The earliest forms of high heels date back to ancient Egypt, where they were used by butchers to avoid walking in offal. Transitioning from Egypt, other ancient civilizations also adopted elevated shoes for practical and ceremonial purposes. In ancient Greece and Rome, actors wore platform shoes called kothorni to signify their social status. In medieval Europe, high wooden clogs called pattens were used to protect shoes and hems from mud. In Japan, platform shoes known as geta served protective and ceremonial roles. The height of the geta varied according to the wearer's status and the occasion. These early examples set the stage for the elaborate evolution of high heels through the centuries. High heels have always intertwined functionality and social stratification. The Renaissance marked a significant turning point in the history of high heels. Originating from the Persian cavalry, heels were introduced to Europe and quickly adopted by the aristocracy. European monarchs, notably Louis XIV of France, took a profound liking to high heels. Louis XIV's heels were elaborately decorated and exclusive to his court, symbolizing power and exclusivity. The height of one's heels became a direct reflection of one's social standing. This period also saw the creation of the chopine in Venice, Italy, platform shoes that reached heights of up to 20 inches. The higher the chopine, the more servants were needed to help the wearer walk, displaying wealth. The Renaissance set a precedent for high heels as symbols of wealth and status. High heels transitioned from practical riding gear to opulent indicators of status. The 17th century witnessed a dramatic shift in the use of high heels, from predominantly male attire to a staple of women's fashion. Initially, both men and women wore high heels as symbols of status and style in Europe. However, as the century progressed, the high heel became increasingly feminized. Men began to favor more practical footwear, while women's fashion took a different route. High heels were aligned with emerging ideals of femininity, delicate and ornamental. The 17th century's gendered adoption of high heels set the foundation for their enduring association with femininity. The Industrial Revolution brought significant changes in the manufacturing and availability of high heels. Mass production made high heels accessible to a broader audience. The 19th century saw technological advancements in shoe manufacturing, such as the sewing machine. The introduction of materials like steel transformed the structural design of heels. The early 20th century continued to see high heels evolve in line with broader fashion trends. The evolution of high heels reflects broader cultural shifts, including changing views on gender roles and the democratization of fashion. The latter half of the 20th century and the early 21st century witnessed an explosion of creativity in high heel design. Designers like Manolo Blahnik, Christian Louboutin, and Jimmy Choo became household names. The feminist movement had a complex relationship with high heels, viewing them as both tools of oppression and means of empowerment. The 1980s and 1990s saw high heels embrace bold styles and colors, mirroring the dynamic fashion of the time. Entering the 21st century, high heels have continued to evolve with the fashion industry's shifts towards inclusivity and diversity. High heels now reflect a broader cultural move towards breaking down traditional gender norms in fashion. Today, high heels stand at the intersection of fashion, feminism, and functionality. They are celebrated for their ability to empower and beautify, yet criticized for their potential health impacts. Innovations in design have responded to criticisms about comfort, focusing on more wearable, comfortable high heel designs. High heels remain a fascinating study of contrasts between tradition and innovation, empowerment and restriction. Their future will likely continue to be shaped by these tensions, adapting to changing societal values and expectations.